world is telling you out there that you have to be good at one thing and not the other. You have to keep your family away. You have to go and kick ass at work, and your family needs to be okay. I did not want to be the queen at home and get whatever I wanted when Andy was working. I wanted to be the battle mate. I wanted to grow with him. I wanted to feel the grind. I wanted to support him. I wanted to hold him accountable. I wanted all of that. Hey guys, thank you so much for being here. It's a complete honor to be here. Thank you. I love watching you guys do your push-ups and your air squats. It's super awesome. I get to do them every day with these crazy fools over here. But for those of you that don't know me, my name is Jacqueline Elliott. I'm going to speak to you from my heart, and I'm going to tell you a lot of things that made me very vulnerable. But I'm going to speak to you as a woman. I'm going to speak to you as a mother. I'm going to speak to you as a business woman as well. And I'm going to speak about some of the mistakes that we've made. I'm also Andy Elliott's wife. A lot of people, you know that. It's a little crazy living with a man, I got to say. And he pushes a lot of people to be the best version of themselves. And I push him a ton, and you'll probably see that by the time we're done with this. So before I met Andy Elliott, I was in business. I grew up, I learned how to work, I did a lot of different things, but I didn't really care about a lot of stuff. But I did take a lot of chances, and I actually pushed him to be who he is today, which we'll go into in a little bit. But ask yourself, is failure in your DNA? Because I know it is with me. And I knew I had to change that in order to provide the life I needed to provide for myself and my children and now our team. So it starts with one thing. What lie are you telling yourself every day? What is the next breakthrough? December is such an awesome month for me because December is when we had our first seminar and when we really had our business take off. So I believe December is what sets the tone for the following year. We don't wait till January to start. December is when you make your blueprint for your whole year of what 2024 is like. So I'm proud of you all for being here today because it's time for you to start that. But which is your lie that you're telling yourself? You must prove to your family before I can start so they can support me. Let me tell you this. My family would have never supported my dreams. My mom wanted me to work for Telemundo and be a news anchor. That's never going to happen. That's success to her. It's very different, okay? My family's poor. I've made too many mistakes. What do your mistakes look like? Are you learning from them? Are you getting better? I don't have the money. Everything bad always happens to me. I don't deserve a good life. I'm a single mom. I failed in my marriage, whatever it was. Now, that should push you to do better. But what is a lie that you're telling yourself? I'm too young. I'm too old. There's much more that are talented than me. Hey, I don't deserve to be here. I don't know why I'm talking to you guys. This was not in the cards for me. What is a lie that you have for yourself? What is it? I'm going to talk to you guys about a lot of different things, but one of the things that we're mostly proud of is our team. Andy and I were nothing without our team. We built our team because we've been hurt, we've worked for bad people, we did a lot of different things, and we're the least qualified to start our business. We didn't know what the hell we were doing. We did everything wrong. We did everything that everybody told us we shouldn't do. We made a lot of mistakes. We had to start over and over and over and over. But we searched for the right place, and we couldn't find it. So we built this group of crazy people that were all broken, just like me and Andy, and we turned it to something beautiful. And I believe in not walking on eggshells and speaking truth, so I speak truth to our team and our family. So I believe that I've earned the right to be direct with them, and that's why it's so beautiful, because we learn to be who we are, and that's why a lot of people are attracted to our group. So you can be direct as a leader. You can be direct to grow your team. right? Or you can also be a bad leader, because bad leaders, what they want to do is they want to teach their team that they know more than you. And that's exactly what we don't do. And one of the things that we do with our team, why everybody feels warm and fuzzy when they go to Scottsdale to be with us, is we lead with the heart. So I'm a visual person, and I wanted to kind of share this little video of what we stand for. And we believe in recreating ourselves every single day, because we started from nothing. And we believe that those who start with nothing end up with the most. We believe in keeping it new and starting over and over. So we've been through zero, which we sold everything to start our business. We slept on mattresses. We started that. We went to a little tiny 780 square foot building. And then we upgraded. And then we went to 1.0, right? And then we went to 2.0. And we started growing. And now we believe that we've hit 3.0. Whatever your dream is, you need to go for it. You need to run. But before we built our team, Andy and I had to first become marriage millionaires. We had to really decide to do this together, because we both made money and we lost it. We started one thing and then we lost it. And sometimes we go on and we're chasing money and we're chasing success so much that we start over and we lose it because we're not on the same page, or you have one person growing and the other one is not. So I had a hard conversation with Andy at one point, and I told him one time, you're one-dimensional, dude. Like you are. You're here, but you're not really here. You're at work, and you're thinking about how you need to come home and spend time with us. But then you get home, and then you're thinking about work and the deals that you're missing and all these different things, and you're not really where your feet are. You need to be where your feet are. A lot of people ask me, hey, Jacqueline, how do you do it? How do you take care of business, and how do you not feel guilty for working? Because I'm where my feet are. Because if I give my kids 20 minutes, I'm there for 20 minutes and I'm really there. I put my phone down. I'm not scrolling on social media while my kids are playing. I'm intentional with my time. But the world is telling you out there that you have to be good at one thing and not the other. You have to keep your family away. You have to go and kick ass at work, and your family needs to be okay. I did not want to be the queen at home and get whatever I wanted when Andy was working. I wanted to be the battle mate. I wanted to grow with him. I wanted to feel the grind. I wanted to support him. I wanted to hold him accountable. I wanted all of that. So who sold you on that lie? It's about to change. If you really want to make success happen for you and you really want it to last, you're going to have to change that. But your family, sometimes you tell them what you want to do. And I'm not talking about your mom and dad and aunts and uncles. I'm talking about your battle mate, the person that's next to you. I'm talking about the immediate people. When we made all the sacrifices, when we went and slept on mattresses and we sold everything to start our business, we had a conversation, Andy and I had a conversation, and we said, hey, this is what our life is going to look like, and we're going to have to make some plans together. And we're not going to tell anybody about what our plans are going to look like, and we're going to go, because I know if I would have told my parents that I'm going to sell my house and I'm going to go sleep on mattresses, they would have been like, what the hell are you doing? And would have talked me out of that. But what about the promises that you made to your spouse sometimes? A lot of people say, hey, why doesn't my wife believe me? Why doesn't she support me? Have you made some promises to yourself and to your wife? Have you said you're going to do something and you don't do it? How many times have you said, I'm going to go to the gym on Monday, and you don't do it? How many times do you say that I'm going to go home and I'm going to study to get better, and then you go and you start watching TV again and complaining about your bosses? You're also handcuffed to your past. Anytime something gets difficult, you go back to being who you are and breaking your own promises. What have you told your wife? Hey, babe, this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. I need you to trust me. I need you to support me. Give me 3 years and I'm going to buy you the house. I'm going to buy you the car. I'm going to buy you everything you want, baby. 3 years. Johnny, he's only 3 years old. By the time he's 6, he won't even remember, and you're gonna have everything you want. Just trust me, blindly trust me, support me. And then what happens? Johnny's now 6. Your bank account hasn't grown. You've lost 3 years. You broke your promises again. Again. And it happens over and over and over. And it's because that blind trust, because you didn't include her in that. But why should she trust you again if you're failing yourself? Why? Quit making false promises. Hold through with your commitments. Fighting. We believe fighting is healthy. A lot of people are like, what? Why would you say that? Fighting is healthy. Nobody wants to walk on eggshells. You see a lot of people that go and they live their lives, and then all of a sudden they get divorced. And you're like, what happened? You look like you were happy. It's all those times they didn't fight. It's a death by 1,000 paper cuts. They can't even identify why they're getting a divorce. They resent each other now. They didn't fight. They didn't really know each other. They didn't know what pushed each other's buttons. They didn't understand each other. They were trying to avoid a problem, and it escalated, and they got disconnected. Now they can't even look at each other. They get disgusted. So we believe that healthy couples fight for resolution. Fight. Fight. But don't fight to win. Unhealthy couples fight for personal victory. They want to have that last word. You say what you need to say, and at the end, you feel like shit. That's not the right way to fight. You fight for what you believe in. You're going to fight in business. You're going to fight for your marriage. You're going to fight for everything that's worth fighting for. That's right. But there's one rule that we had to come up with. If someone wins, no one wins. You're in this together. Okay? Whether you're single or you're married, you're made for communion, so you're going to have to learn this shit now or later, but you're going to get slapped in the face if you're not paying attention. I'm just telling you right now. Comfort kills. The next thing. A lot of times we're looking for, in our marriage or in our relationship, for the other one to make us feel good, nice and fuzzy. One of the things I can tell you, the reason why Andy Elliott has grown is because I don't let him get comfortable, you know? And he knows that I care. I can either be the bitch, right? Or I can push him to grow and show him how much I believe in him, right? Motivate and empower each other to know you're capable of more. But don't let your spouse complain. When he comes home and complains about the boss and complains about it being a bad day, remind him of why he loves doing what he does. Don't let him complain. Don't let him kick his feet up. Don't let him get comfortable. Make that commitment that you're going to grow together and empower him to grow. What do the patterns look like when he comes? Does he complain about something and then he kicks his feet up and you're like, oh, honey, tomorrow's going to be a better day? No, change that. Make him make that extra phone call at the end. And that way he can end with a win. But empower each other to be better. Make your wife feel beautiful. Just had a baby, whatever it was. Do not disconnect. Women, we're so good at saying no when it's a yes. I'm telling you. It's the truth. Who understands us? We're freaking crazy as shit, but you know what? We go through different stages. We work together in things, you know? And that's the way it is. I went through, when I was younger, I went through my cold stage, and then I went through being married and learning how to build stuff together and learning how to share a bank account, and then being married and then feeling like I wasn't capable of certain things, and then having her first kid and falling in love with that, and then going to being married and remembering, oh gosh, I got to stay close to my husband again, and then feeling like I was empty because I was giving everything to my kids, and then going back to rediscover myself. There's a lot of stuff that we go through. You need to understand that, but empower each other. Make yourself feel special. Keeping it new. Why is this so important in everything that you do? In business, remember when you first started your business. Remember what you said you were going to do. In the beginning, you're going to prove yourself. I'm going to outcare and outdo the competition. You did anything to try to prove yourself for that promotion. And then you got it. Are you still trying to prove yourself every single day as a business owner? Guess what? A lot of people are meant to be micromanaging. You don't want to hear that. You don't want to hear that, but it's the truth. Because why? Because you don't know how to keep it new and keep proving and reinventing yourself. The reason why we had that video show is because we're constantly growing and blowing up because we're reinventing ourselves every single day. So why is scaling so tough? He's like, oh my gosh, it took me so long. I went and I didn't make any money. Then I went and I made $500,000 a year. And then it took me this long to get there. And I've been stuck at $500,000 a year for 2 years. And I can't scale from that. Well, think of the things that you did to get to that first $500,000. Are you still doing that? You have to play like you have nothing to lose and give it your all every single day. Keep it new. In your relationship, you let the fire burn out. It's not the same. You don't look at her with those love eyes. When you first moved in together, you were checking her out at when she's cooking eggs, whatever. Doesn't happen anymore. How many times do you look at each other anymore? I love it that you guys are getting closer and closer as I'm speaking. I'm watching you. But that's what happens. Marriage isn't a contract. Fun isn't a luxury. You quit going out on dates. The kids are always going to have something to do. You don't have that anymore. You ask her, babe, what do you want to do for your birthday? She's like, oh, I'm good. And then you don't do anything. Screw that. Babe, it's your freaking birthday. I'm taking you out. You deserve it. I don't care. The kids will be fine. This is your day. Let's go. What happened in the very beginning? I call this first we idolize, then we demonize. When you were talking about the girl, hey, Dad, you've got to meet Barbara. She's so amazing. You should see her. She's so driven. She's so motivated. She's so organized. She pushes me to be better. I have so much stuff to talk to her about. She's so awesome. She's going to be, you just have to meet her. You're going to love her. She's so great. Then what happens? Get the girl, Barbara. Oh, Dad, Barbara, she's such a nag. All she does is she complains. Nothing's ever good enough for her. She doesn't let me be me. She doesn't support me. Like, all she does is nag at me. She just wants me to be perfect all the time. I just don't get it, Dad. She's such a nag. What happened? You demonized her. All the qualities that you loved about her in the very beginning just went to shit because you didn't keep it new. Everything about life is keeping it new. This question here really hits home. If you're in business and you happen to make it in business, and you do it, which we've done, we went through this, we made some money, we did really well in the past, and then I had to ask my husband this question. I told him, we learned to live without you. We learned to live without you. He was so consumed with providing and building that he was just there. Ask yourself, has your family learned to live without you? Can you do it all? We believe in doing it all. We can have it all, and that's the reason why you make and continue to have sustainable success. You can't leave your family aside and expect you to grow. It doesn't work that way. You have to grow together. So what you do? You define success with the people that you love, the people that are close to you, the people that are going to go along in that journey, the people that, if you're going to be sick, are going to be taking care of you. You have them hold you accountable. You tell me, hey, babe, if I come home and you see me complaining, you bust my ass. If I don't get up and go to the gym because I want to be a better man for you and I want to have energy when I come home and not be tired, I need you to help me. Hold me accountable. I need to get better at closing. Hey, I'm going to go over some objections with you. I need you to pretend like you're the tough-ass customer and role play with me. When you see me failing, when you see me down, when you see me not performing at my best, I want you to check me. I want you to hold me accountable. Your family will support you if they have a clear vision of what success looks like to you, and they are included in that picture. We're all shooting for success, but we're not defining it with the ones we love. You need to have the same dream. They have to be included. Because I believe you can have it all. You can have it all. Like I said, we've been through making money, losing everything. We've been through making a lot of mistakes. We started our business lots of different ways. We started over and over and over and over until we got on the same page. I don't care if your wife works with you or doesn't work with you, or if you even speak the same language. If you feel like you're both growing and you're valuing each other, you can continue to grow. Because your spouse, she has an incredible God-gifted instinct. Have you ever worked with somebody and you try to hire somebody maybe, and you're like, hey, what do you think of this guy? Or later on, you go and I'll go, oh my gosh, this guy didn't work out. She's like, I told you. I knew he wasn't a good guy. I could tell, right? You're laughing because it's the truth. Hey, you want your wife to be interested in your business? Go include her when you're hiring somebody. Be like, hey, babe, what do you think of this guy? Then all of a sudden, she's going to be like, oh, well, you know, he's a nice guy. He sounds good. And then later, she's going to be asking, hey, how's Johnny doing? Is he still doing good? I knew he's a good guy. Hey, and then all of a sudden, she's going to start being more interested in your business because you're training her, because she is interesting. But you can have it all. You can have a great business. You can have your faith. You can have your family. You can have your health. You can have all of it. We run like crazy, and we live a fulfilled life because we run like crazy, but we're giving it 100% every single time. Ask yourself, are you giving it 100%? Have you stopped? Are you growing? More importantly, are your kids growing? Do your kids feel like you're their hero? A lot of times we want to give our kids a life we didn't have. A lot of things, I mean, that's just it. We're like, hey, we had a difficult childhood. I shared a little bit of my childhood. I don't want my kids to go through that. But guess what? The reason why we built what we have right now is because we had that. Andy used to give my daughters a freaking toy every time they stubbed their toe. But what's going to happen later? What's going to happen the first breakup? The first guy that lets her down? She's going to melt, right? So we had to change that. Sometimes we give our kids so much, we're hurting them. The reason why you're here, the reason why you're learning, the reason why you're a badass is because you had that hard life. Don't shelter your kids. Bring them along the journey. We talked to our kids. They were sleeping on mattresses with us. We had to give up everything with them, and they understood. They saw the vision. You meet our kids, and you'll understand what it's like. That's my legacy. That's what I want to bring forward, and that's what I want for our team, and that's what we find fulfillment with. Because fulfillment does come from giving it your all. In everything that you do, your team needs to grow. You need to be a great leader. True leaders are followed regardless of money. When we first started our company, when we first started the Elliott Group, moved across the country, our team is from all different places. They're from Colorado, from California, from Florida, from Wisconsin, from every single state. And they all came across the country to build what we saw in that video. They're not here for money. They make good money now, but they not once ask what they're getting paid. Not one time. What does Andy say all the time? You recruit one of my guys, I give you $1 million, 10 million cash. Because they're here because they have that heart. They didn't follow us for money. That somebody's always going to offer more money than you. True leaders are followed. Ask yourself, who's following me? If I go through something difficult, am I going to have people by my side? Sometimes we're trying to please the wrong people. Sometimes we're trying to make everybody happy. Are those people going to stick around when things get tough? I can tell you right now, our team will, and they know we'll do anything for them. So you have to make sure you give it your all. You have to make sure you keep it new. You have to make sure you're constantly growing and learning and becoming better. So now, we're about to hit 2024. It's going to be like tomorrow. What are you going to do? How are you going to change your relationship? How are you going to change your business? How are you going to change your mentality to take over? Don't stay stumped. Okay? You can have it all. I'm here to tell you that's the only way to maintain sustainable growth. So as a mother, as a businesswoman, as a wife, I'm here to tell you some of the things that I said today are probably a little painful because you have to reflect. That's the only way you're going to make it. So thank you so much for having me today here. Hopefully you guys go kill it. Appreciate you.